The strongest attribute that human beings have is the ability to change ourselves. One Punch Man said that. And it's true. When I was gone, moving abroad, and after leaving, I realized that I was one, by myself, and two, no one knows me. And the strongest advantage behind that is this. So I'm gonna tell you a story. So I'm in the Philippines and I'm walking down the street. Across the street, there's a person in a full like cosplay outfit. I see another person walking down in my side with a badge. Now, in Canada and around the world, they have these anime conventions, right? So I'm thinking that it's a convention where people are going and, you know, they're dressing up or whatever. So out of curiosity, I mistakenly go up to this lady with a badge. Now, mind you, this lady is just minding her business. I go up to her and I'm like, hey, excuse me, can I ask you something? Now, she also is one, not even Filipino, two, doesn't understand English. So I'm like interrupting this lady going to work, thinking that her badge is related to the other person's cosplay outfit, instead of me just going to the person who has a cosplay outfit. So I go up to her, I'm like, hey, like, are you going to like some kind of convention? Like, what is like the whole situation going on? Like, do you know? I go and I did something really weird. I go and I grab her badge. She clutches her badge and she walks away from me. Looking back, it was a very embarrassing experience. And honestly, I'm the only one who's gonna probably look back on that in a few years and be like, man, that was awkward. Why I'm sharing this story is to say this. There's a lot more resistance if you feel like the people around you will judge you or will look at you differently. That's why a lot of people hold back on like goals or things that they want to achieve, or just projects they want to work on, or just like character changes about themselves, like even just improving certain aspects of themselves that they want to change because they feel like other people will judge them. You go to an environment where no one knows you and you're alone, you can be anyone that you want to be. And one regret that I really have that I didn't take advantage of while traveling solo, that I will the next time I leave again, is being more social. We live in a world where most of the opportunities that you get are gonna be through word of mouth. It's just the case. Giving your resume to some ATS system online that gets rejected by GPT is not gonna get you any opportunities. And that's just a fact. Like, if you want to really get ahead in life, you have to learn to communicate with other people. You have to learn how to put yourself out there and seek connections. And that's how you move up in this world. And if it's something that I could look back on from my personal experience, wishing that I had put more time and effort into developing that skill. And that applies to any skill. If you want to really make a big difference in how you interact with the world, putting yourself in a position where there's less social pressure, or there's less like mental pressure, right? Go to that event alone in a different city, interact with people, put yourself out there, or, you know, build up that habit that you want to do. Because if you don't do it, you'll stay the same and you'll never actually make improvements to the type of person that you want to be. You'll never make that step towards becoming that ideal version of yourself. And that's a huge transformative like benefit of solo travel, is the ability to change, right? You can change at any point in your life, but the resistance that comes with being in the same environment is much, much bigger. And it's really hard for me to explain and really get that point across. So the recommendation that I have for anybody that wants to make a change or develop a skill or be a better or different version of themselves is to put yourself in a place where there's less friction. When there's less friction, you're more willing to try. If you are trying to be a little bit more confident, right? If you're trying to be a better speaker, if you're trying to be a better communicator, if you're trying to have a better network, you gotta open your mouth, you gotta talk, you gotta socialize. And it can be very daunting because you're gonna associate your identity to your location. People who go on vacation, they act a fool, bro. They act a fool. They act in ways that they would never, ever act back home. They feel like they can reinvent themselves. That reinvention will carry over into your personal life to the point where when you go back to your old habits, you're gonna feel weird because it's not you anymore. It doesn't feel like it's part of your character. You'll feel like you've changed. And that's how you cement real change in yourself. That's how you go from being someone who is very apprehensive or unsure or unconfident into someone who actually changes and does things that they value. I'm not saying that you have to change your environment to make a change, but I am saying when you do, it makes it a lot easier for you. And it'll build up that confidence to feel like, okay, once you make that switch, you will never want to go back. And I promise you that. So if you get the chance, solo travel. I'm telling you, solo travel, transform your life, and change who you are on a deeper level. Change your environment. Even if it's temporarily, you'll notice that it's gonna make a massive difference for you and your quality of life and your self-perception, because you'll feel more confident in the fact that you made that change for yourself. So that's the message. Watch this video, subscribe, join the winner's circle, link in the description, and I'll catch you next time.